Crew Blind Wave. I'm Eric.
Aaron.
And we're back with Arrow after a long...
Damn, forgot the bow.
What are we doing?
Forgot the bow part.
After a long hiatus, we are back with Arrow. It was like a whole 2 weeks. A fortnight, if you will, Aaron.
Huh, the game?
No. But now that I said fortnight, we might get good, statistics in our YouTube video.
N-I-T-E.
Yeah. Last time on Arrow, what happened?
We had...
Baby.
Curtis leave.
Yes.
Baby.
Baby.
There was a baby?
Felicity. Pregnant.
Oh, yeah. There's a baby.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
How'd you forget about that?
Curtis left.
Yeah.
I was thinking about
Curtis did take off.
But
Which
yeah,
is unfortunate.
Baby, and the baby is, Blackfire? What's her name? Black Star? Starfire? Black?
Black Star. You did everything but Black Star.
I don't remember.
Yes. We had the Star City Strangler, right?
Ah.
Yes.
Dude, he's like so red.
Are we friends, Oliver? Are we friends, Oliver? Like that? I could do it. I could do that role.
Well, you're doing this thing. What's this?
You did that sometimes.
You didn't do that.
Yeah. I nailed how he said Oliver. You do it.
What?
Say Oliver, but
I couldn't remember a name.
Stanley. Black Star. Blockbuster. Bloodhaven. Whole lot of stuff.
Mia Smoke.
We had, Stanley's going to Arkham, by the way, right? Because he's crazy. Yeah, Mia Smoke. Roy did a flippy. I always love when that happens.
Love when Roy's anywhere.
Yes, me too. We had a poll last time, Aaron. I hope you have it ready.
I don't.
No, you had to.
Which character would you like to take center stage as this season's big bad wolf?
Big bad wolf. That was me. The center stage, because the center of the...
You're not on this list.
What are the options?
5% said Ricardo Diaz.
5%?
5%.
5 out of 100.
19% said Stanley Dover, which is the Star City.
Yeah.
Did he actually... Oh, Slayer, not Strangler. You fucked me over.
Fuck. I was thinking of the Strangler.
Is that what you're thinking
From The
of?
Office.
It's a Slayer.
I really was.
As I was doing, like, man, he didn't really strangle anybody. Why was he called the Strangler? And then I looked down and it says Slayer. I'm like, oh.
Star City Slayer is easier to say than Star City Strangler. I don't know why.
26% said Dante's Inferno.
Dante.
Yes.
We've heard of
We don't
a
know
Dante.
who he is,
We have
really.
no idea who a Dante is.
And 48% said someone else.
Okay.
Anyone.
48.
Like half.
So who?
Well,
Who?
let's see if some people had some thoughts.
Who? Who?
Some people are wanting to know.
What do they want to know? I'll tell them exactly.
Flash poll? What? The flash poll? You realize you wrote flash poll, right, Aaron?
Yeah.
I didn't do it. Why'd you blame me?
I forgot about
Why are they blaming me?
I wrote, what was the episode? 7-11? I wrote The Flash 7-11 poll. There's not even a season 7 of The Flash. But I was doing things too fast, and I put Flash automatically, and it was like that for I don't know, a half hour.
For a little while. This is
And
my
then
favorite Flash episode.
I replied somewhere.
John says, I'd like to see a new take on a villain deep from the Green Arrow mythos.
Okay.
Something that would surprise viewers, like
Okay.
Crimson Arrow,
Crimson.
Mask, or Albert Davis. All three characters that I do not know.
Yeah.
Do you know?
No, but we would be able to... Crimson Arrow is the wrestler that Stephen Amell fought. No, fought with him.
You know, with the Crimson Arrow?
Yeah, he was like a red arrow, I guess. Shit.
Joey says, I think Barry screwed the timeline again.
Yeah.
Reverse Creation says, Eric back at it again.
Yep.
Yay, someone didn't blame me.
Yep.
All right, let's see.
Forgot about this. And then I was like, I got 2 weeks before I have to deal with it.
Eric, he fell his poll. Cicada, since it says flash poll. that's the villain they want. Damn it, Nora, what the hell have you done?
I made a big mistake, and they did not.
Sam says, I'd rather they don't have a big bad.
No, they just everybody's happy, and there's nothing. Yeah.
Isaac says Dante, if they bring him in soon, like real soon.
Like real soon. This would be episode 12. I mean, definitely be the back half of the season. Real late in the season.
The legends have been dispatched to fix this anachronism. The poll title has now been corrected. Move along, Eric.
Yep.
So there you go, guys. It was fixed eventually.
It wasn't fixed eventually. It was fixed for all of time. Before it happened.
I found evidence.
Those were anomalies.
Josh says, I think it will be Dante, possibly the Longbow Hunters, or both, with the Longbow Hunters working alongside Dante.
Wow, I completely forgot about the Longbow Hunters. Didn't even put them in the poll for baddies.
I don't think they would be big bads, though.
Together, like Voltron, they could be.
They're just like... They're like Captain Boomerang. He can be trouble, but he's not a big bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well...
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he was once a big bad on The Flash and Arrow. Same week. That was a crossover.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Longway says Argus. They take over the world, apparently. Or Ollie's Chili. Dang it! I took a
Ollie's
picture
Chili.
of that chili recipe, and then I made chili that wasn't his recipe.
Did we do a game night or a cooking with today? This week?
Game night.
Fuck! Okay.
We want to do chili?
Yeah.
We do Ollie's Chili?
Yeah.
We should do that. I've never made it before.
Yeah.
Fun. Next Cooking with Mom.
Yeah.
Check it out.
But it'll be a long time for you.
Let's see. I want to see if anyone has any someone else's that are really like, hey.
Yeah. Longbow Hunters. The little pew-pew girl and big strong man and...
Silence.
Yeah.
Most of the comments say Dante. Dragon Scott says, it's so funny how much people hate Ricardo Diaz.
It is. See, I would have figured the Dante thing would be like a setup for next season, not necessarily this one. But I guess, Curtis and Argus have been trying to figure this out all season.
Hayden James, kind of like how they mentioned him, and then they had him at the very end of his season, and then it was done, and then he came back for the next season.
Yeah.
But he was only a big bad for like half the season.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. They could do any of it. I kind of like not having a big bad as long as it keeps... I've been enjoying these episodes. I don't know if I like the flash forwards. We should flash forward into the episode. Okay.
I know what to do. Be fine to do nothing. Like Diaz.
Baby heartbeat. Oh,
Right. Felicity. Baby dream.
bad dream. Look how much redder her hair is. Sorry. Love it. She's a little more blue. She has a blue hoodie on. We had this dream before.
Yeah. This is how it opened.
Yeah, with William, right? She was on
There's
William.
two of them.
Like she was like, William, right?
Any word when Dinah is coming back? Well, she's already tried to check herself out the hospital a couple times. Patience is all.
Yeah, and she lost her power.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
Not exactly.
I
Your sister.
shoved it out in my memory.
Okay. I'll prove it too.
There's trust and trust fund.
Trust. Slade!
Oh,
Young baby Slade.
it's fighting dragon.
Looks like it.
What is going on here?
Three-way.
Jeez, those little daggers.
Yeah, they are.
Oh!
Cupid.
That is enough.
He always comes in.
Up in Cairo was a bust. Dante from Missouri and Virgil managed to evade us.
We only contacted Dante. Enough to treat Diaz.
I know who your father is.
Your dad knew too?
Who the hell is your dad?
John Diggle is my adopted father.
Adopted father. He's not J.
You've been lying to me this
J.
entire time.
So we are helping each other, whether you want to or not.
Cool.
Ghost Initiative sounds a lot like Task Force X.
Why the shells that years ago?
What you doing? Laurel. Oh my god. What? Why? No, don't do this.
I override Argus's security protocols and accessed the bomb in Diaz's brain, which means as soon as Diggs' Ghost Initiative mission is over, one click. Oh,
That's great.
They're gonna murder
we're
him.
on Candy Crush?
I'm working.
No one else knows.
Not even Oliver.
I haven't found the right time to tell him. I've been trying to tell him, so I would
Oliver.
really appreciate it if you wouldn't tell.
That's why nobody knows.
I won't.
What if Oliver knows?
I don't know.
Or does something happen and they,
If
I don't know.
this happened, if Oliver was pregnant, he didn't tell Felicity, she would go up the deep end. How mad she'd be.
Because how would he be pregnant?
You ever see fucking Junior? Or no? What's that? It's that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie when he gets pregnant.
So if someone's hurt you, you better believe they've hurt me too.
Yeah. Come on. Come on, Amico. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Give him that chair. Sit down. Yeah.
Oliver and William are going through the exact same
They are.
thing.
They really are.
I think it'll cover more than what I owe.
That's intriguing.
Two-Face.
Too bad it wasn't made in good faith, though.
Oh. Everyone's a bodyguard.
Alright, let's see what Ghost Initiative does.
They're gonna kill everybody. That's what they're gonna do.
What if Diaz planned this to get away, but he has the bomb still?
I mean, these guys right now are fighting for their lives, so I understand them fighting and killing everybody.
Oh!
But what is Diaz doing?
I got a hatchet. Ah, had a hatchet.
Dante will make sure you get what you deserve.
Out the window!
Gonna jump out the window.
Couldn't have fucking arrow bungeed him or something.
Well, she already used him.
Are the handcuffs really necessary?
Okay, well, if Diaz was telling the truth, then Virgil must have been tipped off by someone else.
Probably the same someone who's been bucking us at Argus. And now they
Who?
know we're using the Ghost Initiative to go after Dante.
The guy that, the director.
We need to catch
The
him
other
before
guy.
they shut us down.
Someone working.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I promise you, we will take care of this.
Let's go, Rick.
Came in here, taking over.
He's just trying to keep her safe.
This isn't his lair. He doesn't work here. Jeez.
That's a big gun.
Custom gun.
Customizable to your specifications.
Oh!
Boomy.
Dead. Knocked out.
Doesn't need a hood or a mask anymore.
Copy that.
Ah, she's here.
There's a right way and a wrong way to do this.
The only thing I've done wrong is think that I could ever trust you.
Where do you buy that?
The arrow cable. How does it suck you in? Where's like?
See that move she did with the bow with his hands?
Yeah, that's good.
Ridiculous.
I did it first.
Huh?
They all like, yeah, it's good. I did it first.
I want her to be in your life.
Our parents.
Damn it, you are here to just talk me into joining you.
Well, then it worked.
Got a rock, followed rock, found sis. It works. It's back, baby.
No rocks.
We have a lead on Dante's location.
And stop that deal from happening and nab Dante.
Copy that. Only one problem. We have no idea how Dante looks.
We know somebody who does.
DS.
But can we trust him?
Which means we
Yeah,
have
you
him back
can.
in the
I
field.
believe him.
That's not our biggest problem. Is that we cannot go in there without backup.
Maybe we don't have to.
The crew? Arrow? Team Arrow?
Phone with
They're
John.
kind of busy.
He and Lila are gearing up for a Ghost Initiative op. They asked me to be in the field.
Thank you.
I have you back, no matter what.
You can tell him that you're pregnant.
Tell John you're coming on the mission.
And so am I.
What?
And then she's gonna blow his head off at the end. Control delete.
Is that how it works?
Yeah. Lala.
Harbinger's in position.
Hold on. What the hell is Director Bell doing here?
Yep.
Son of a bitch.
Yep.
He's Dante's source.
Looks like somebody else.
I told you. Knew that guy's a
Everyone
douchebag
has
first
a
time I
soul.
saw him.
Yeah. Lots of knives.
She's Dante. I don't know. No. Oh.
That's probably Dante.
My God. Diaz must have used a defibrillator to shrink the ship out.
That's why we lost his signal.
I thought there was a thing missing.
It's a setup.
Fucking Diaz. Oh, he's.
Princess.
Oh, jeez!
Ain't gonna be a revolution there.
What about Diaz?
Dante's the objective. Go!
Felicity. He's got
Don't miss.
little knives.
Throw him. Whoa!
He's pretty good. He's really good.
What the?
Imagine what he would be with 4-inch knives.
Or 9-inch nails.
You don't have what it takes.
Oh, she might kill him.
I do.
She better hurry up and shoot
I'm
then.
not scared of you. I'm not going to kill you.
Ah!
Diggle dig ya.
Okay, Diggle, good.
Thought Dante was the objective.
Here's the objective. Just not the priority.
Oh, that's a good line.
Not this time.
His friends.
Yeah, good line.
You made a big mistake.
Stand down.
Oh no.
This is over.
Don't.
For now.
Don't! Whoa! Please don't hit her. Okay, good.
Okay.
God, I was scared.
He's gone.
How's he gone?
I'll be the one to resign. Look, we will tell them that I took out the Ghost Initiative without your consent and without your knowledge.
No, this
Cover
is
it.
my responsibility.
You were there.
Listen to me. If you step down as director, we may never find out the truth.
Yeah, true.
He can go back to the team.
Violation.
Grown a bit over the years.
These two smile at each other.
Good.
It's good stuff.
Because this could be the key to finding our mom.
Okay. I thought it was gonna be all the messages.
What, from him calling?
How'd it go?
Pretty good.
I want our children to know that they're the most important thing to us. And that we would do anything.
Our children.
Mm-hmm.
Anything for them. I'm pregnant.
Lots of Oliver smiles. Fun.
Impressive.
Dante.
You shouldn't be here.
Damn. Sorry.
Damn it!
Damn.
It's time for you to come home.
It's not
That's
real.
her adopted dad! Uh-oh. Gas, fuel. Yep. This is the end of Diaz.
Oh shit!
Damn.
Is he dead?
I think he's dead.
Man, Diaz is dead.
You know, I thought that maybe... I thought before with, like, the way this kind of went out, with Ghost Initiative kind of being scrapped, with Diaz being sent back to the slab side, I'm like, man, we might not see him again. I wonder if they're just going to leave him there. Maybe we get him back again, like, in the future randomly. But our conversation about, like, who's going to be the big bad, like, it definitely does not seem to be Diaz. It definitely seems like it's going to be Dante.
Yeah.
And then as soon as, like, that water came on, I'm like, oh, it's gas, fuel, something. He's dead. Is it it? He's done. And he's been around.
That's how he killed.
It's been
his
like 2 seasons of him almost,
Yeah.
right? Like he was in half of the one season, and then all of the one season, and then half of this season, right?
Isn't it when he was with Laura, then he burned somebody alive on a rooftop?
Yeah.
So that happened to him.
Do you think Laurel killed him?
Laurel? I thought it was be Dante because he betrayed Dante.
I don't know. It could be. We just saw him with Amiko, but it doesn't have to necessarily line up that way.
I feel like Laurel's redemption arc kind of thing when she was talking to Felicity. I mean, that could be a subversion of that, I guess. But she was like, I don't want to do that. I don't know.
I'm not sure. I mean, it's just in prison. DA would probably have access to going into a prison. Like, is there something she could have done
True.
to do it?
But
or
Dante could easily have
the
done
main thing is like he looked at those and was like, "What are you doing here?" If it was Dante, I feel like he'd be maybe a little bit more scared or something like that. He just looked at someone being like, "Why are you here?"
it would be a pretty dark turn from an already character who's turned from the dark with Black Siren. But I
And it
guess
could have been someone
maybe
else too. Maybe I'm trying to think of who else would want Diaz dead. And I feel like it would
so
have to
he
be
said,
someone-
"What are you doing here?"
Yeah, what are you doing here? And
Like-
then the things went shh, and then the lighter went in.
But I mean, true. I mean, that could still be Diaz or Dante, and it's just a Dante patsy. Someone, and he's like, why is the guard here? why is this person I've never seen before? What are you doing here? You know, and then throws it in.
I don't know.
Doesn't have to be Dante
It
himself.
felt like a familiar thing. It felt like someone he would know.
I don't know. Maybe we can talk about that later.
I don't know. If it was just a throwaway like Dante doing it, you figure you get maybe more of like a just seeing some guy and be like, haha, you know, Dante sends his regards or something. But I feel like this one we're supposed to feel like it's someone we know, someone he recognizes that he's not normally scared of, that he wouldn't expect to catch him on fire and kill him.
Okay.
Is what I got. Maybe,
All right, maybe
I'm wrong.
Maybe we can do that as a poll this time. But
and as far as Amiko, maybe not a father thing, but I definitely feel like that is our answer as to where she got her abilities and training and any of that kind of stuff. I think seeing Dante and what he does, needing someone to turn to maybe after her mom's killed and after, you know, doesn't have a dad or whatever, maybe she grew up knowing Dante for some reason and kind of grew up with him and trained with him maybe, because it said old friend. So I feel like probably knew him before the mom died. Doesn't mean he didn't kill the mom. That's still a possibility.
Yeah, I imagine it's like he's responsible for the mom dying and he's using her at the same time.
But I could easily see kind of a, you know, like how Thea trained with Malcolm kind of thing with her and him maybe, where that's where she got her training. Maybe that's where she got her weapons and stuff. Maybe.
Where did he get his arrow archer training?
I don't know.
That's very close to Oliver's.
I mean, he did a lot of dagger type stuff.
Yeah.
Throwing. So, I mean.
He had these little tiny daggers.
Yeah, but.
Like this big.
We also, but when he walked in, she was throwing. She wasn't shooting arrows at tennis balls. She was throwing knives.
I guess there were a lot of knives like on display there too. So the dude's really into knives, I guess.
So I don't know. I feel like that's the connection we've been looking for as to why she is so good with what she does.
Yeah.
And maybe there's probably a little bit of overlap with like being able to target by throwing a knife to being able to target by shooting a bow.
I mean,
a little bit, but
I suppose so.
I mean, Oliver has had that, and he always has these things that he does that too with. So I mean, there's got to be a little bit of.
Yeah. I just like, let me see your pen. Like I've always thought like, you know, choose your weapon. Okay.
These little bitty knives.
How about, like, you know what'd be better? Just that much more. You know?
I mean, like this.
Yeah, like, okay, use, like, longer knives. If you, like, what's the point of having these?
Well, that was like, what's her name? White, is it White China? Is that what she's called?
China White.
China White?
Yeah.
She has, like, these little knives, too.
Yeah.
There's at one point
she has
whenever,
backhanded. Yeah.
Deathstroke's son, right, is coming down with a big knife, and, I think it was Ricardo was coming down with whatever he had, and she has like these little things like this. And
yeah, I know.
It's like I don't know if it looked real, if it was like catchy.
I'm not saying that it's that you can't be good with a weapon like that. I just like imagine like they're at like the first day of supervillain training, and they have all these weapons all over the table. Like, all right, pick some, and the guy's like, no, yes.
Yeah.
This is me, you know?
I mean, the thing with that is it's sneakier, assassin-y
I guess.
kind of thing. You know, you could conceal this much easier than like a Deathstroke walking. Like, he just walks in with a sword?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But she has little daggers that she can pull out and fight with, you know? Or he had some.
Yeah.
He also carried several. He could throw them and still have more to fight with.
Yeah.
Because they're so small. So there's benefits and weaknesses to both, I guess.
Sure. I just don't find it entirely intimidating. Like as a profile, you know. Get you. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to fight him.
No, I wouldn't either, of course.
You know,
but if it was like this
like
versus
like using a shadow,
this, I'd be like, all right, well, this guy has to reach more.
So you see Deathstroke's son like standing there with a sword. Shut up! People call me. And then you see him standing there like this.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you with these and stab you and not go that far into your fat. Okay, well,
There's another thing that bothered me.
Something bothered you?
Yeah, I gotta find it real quick. No, okay, never mind. I guess it's right. At first, I thought that it had the same colors around, and I'm like, that's not possible. But
like, has the movement thing?
That's right. Yeah, because like the middle pieces on the 3x3 they never change.
Yeah.
They're always the same. And at first, I thought they had like, well, one cube. Here's a cube. And
like it couldn't be green in the middle and green in the middle.
It can't be green here and green here. And that's why at first I thought it was. I'm like, wait a minute, impossible. Is that an impossible Rubik's cube? And I want to go back and look at it, but it's okay. I just looked at it wrong whenever I saw it. So I was like, wait a minute.
I'm gonna tell them. You're like a Rubik's cube nerd.
Just. So, Diggle is resigning from Argus.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's not like he doesn't have, like, immediately to fall back on, be deputized, and be Spartan, you know?
Yeah, I mean, he's already...
Did they pay the Green Arrow?
Wasn't he already deputized?
I think so. Because he worked out with
he
it
was
last time.
in that grouping. I think it works because he went to Argus because of all the Team Arrow stuff that was going on, and then he was done with it, so he was with Argus. So having him come back and be able to join the team will be good, and now he doesn't have to be with Argus. And just like he said too, like that director dude that was working with Dante, we don't know where the corruption lies.
Yeah.
If Lila's not there and Diggle stays, their director may be corrupt. They don't know or how far it goes, or so they need someone in there they can trust. And even still, she could be like, "Hey, I need Team Arrow to come in and help me with a mission." You know?
Yeah, agreed.
So
yeah, I mean, so Dante just has friends higher up at Argus that are refusing to go after him. I don't know what Lila. Yeah, I don't know what Lila can do now without the Ghost Initiative thing and all that, but she can at least be there to keep her ear to the ground.
Yeah.
So.
And you called with the director being there, although I don't know any other Argus people.
Me either. I just remember the first time we saw him, we were like, I don't know who that asshole is, but I don't trust him.
Yeah, I think it's a douchebag.
Yeah, I remember writing it down like when we met him then, but I don't have.
No, I mean as far as like, hey, can you name 5 people from Argus? Like, well, there's Lila.
Yeah.
There's Diggle. Kurt's gone.
There's that one
douchebag director dude, right? There's him. That's all I got.
Yeah.
And then when they say, I think someone in Argus is letting them in on the information, betraying us.
Yeah.
Well, there was that douchebag. I don't know anyone else.
I was trying to find where I wrote it down. Deputy Director Bell. Is that his name?
Sounds right, yeah.
I remember we're talking about that. Okay. All right. Well.
I wonder how hard it is to do that. I've never tried to make a cube in a cube.
I don't know. So how'd you feel about like the beginning? I thought, oh, here we fucking go, like with Felicity wanting to we're just gonna hack into his brain, blow it up, and murder him.
I like what they did with the episode for Felicity.
Yeah.
Mainly because like I get her being scared.
Yeah.
I was with Laurel. I liked Laurel coming in, kind of being the sense.
Like stop your craziness.
She was kind of coming in like old Laurel. You know what I mean? Like kind of what she was like when season 4.
Yeah.
Like she reminded me more of her there. So like we've had a lot of growth with that character, and
her morals are rising as high as her shoulder pads now.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have. But like Felicity, she's having this nightmare. She has this fear of Diggle, or not Diggle, of Richard Dragon, right? Diaz, and her family and all this kind of stuff, and the new baby coming. But her she had some growth. Like what Laurel said to her, what Diggle said. Seeing that Diggle is on her side and not leaving her family and stuff like that. She didn't kill him, but she had some. Fear and frustration. Sometimes in the beginning, people can do silly things. Yeah. But I don't know. I think it went okay, and hopefully now it evens out a bit, and it helps. Kind of what Laurel said. It might be ready to not mirror, but echo through future episodes of it's not about this Diaz. It's also about the next Diaz.
The next one.
You're always going to have another Diaz.
Yeah.
You got to be prepared and handle it each time.
Yeah, if you're going to be able to grow and do this as your life, this life work, he's not going to stop doing it. You're not going to stop doing it. You got to be able to deal with this kind of stuff. Yeah, no, I get you. I liked it too. I was just like, when it first started in that first scene, I was like in my head, and I was back in my head, I'm going, God damn it, don't give me this. I don't want this, And I liked the way they went with it.
Well, because there were things like, wait, so Diaz is free? I was like, well, he's got a bomb in his head, and he's at Argus. But at the same time, he went on a mission, shorted it out, was escaping. True. So I'm like, there was reason to have that fear of it's Diaz. You can't trust him in anything he does. He can get out of things, But at the same time, it's like, well, trust your friends. Diggle usually knows what he's doing. He's not gonna he's not gonna want to let him go. Yeah. So, but I could see reason to be afraid, but I'm glad that they kind of brought it around, and they kind of tied it up nicely. Now he's gone. What's the next Diaz gonna be? Probably Dante.
I'm also glad she finally told Oliver too about the pregnancy. Yeah. I was worried about that, but that was good. And he didn't freak out. You didn't tell me? You know, how long? You know?
Dude, with that, though, like, what happened that, you know, Renee doesn't know, and Dinah doesn't know, and, you know, William doesn't know. And
Laurel knows.
Only, well, yeah, Laurel knows here. But only,
Laurel and Oliver.
So Laurel, we know, knows about a daughter. You know, Diggle knew about that, and then I guess that's it.
Yeah, so...
You know? And she didn't even know about Connor Hawke. Like, his dad being Diggle.
But it's not adopted dad. So that's not John Diggle Jr. That's another kid.
It makes so much more sense, because I was like, wait a minute, John Diggle Jr. turned to Connor Hawke. I think I said something like that. I don't know. But I like... Do I? Yeah, maybe. I'm fine with it being adopted, I think.
I guess.
I don't think there's an issue with that.
No.
Right?
Hmm?
What happens to John Diggle Jr., though?
They have crisis of Earth and he disappears because he's corrected. I don't know.
Do you think he goes back, like he doesn't have Argus anymore, so he adopts a kid so he has something to do?
I don't know. I don't know how it works. I blame Barry. That's what I do.
You blame Barry?
I blame Barry. He did this.
I'm kind of curious in the future what's going on with that now, because of having... We have this kind of team forming in the future to find Felicity and this cover-up that's going on.
Yeah.
You know, for all I know, that's Dante in the future. I don't know. I
haven't been enjoying the flash forwards that much, but if it leads to like this is an interesting thing. This was worth all of these scenes. I'll be into it. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like hating them. I'm just like, when it flashes over there and it's not Roy flipping, I'm like, yeah, okay. You know.
It was convenient this episode having William and his dad go through the exact same thing of like, I have a sister, I'm trying to connect with her, she has nothing to do with me, you know?
And then Oliver and her, like, you know, until it's revealed here that, you know, she's being manipulated by Dante somehow, I was like, well, she's just doing what you did for 6 seasons, breaking the law. It's not like, you know, you had a good reason to go do that. Of course, he never had the avenue to which to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas she did. I get that. But, like, I'm glad that he kind of, like, you know, I just kind of came in here and started taking over and shit. I mean, that's his nature. But I'm glad that he recognized it, and she was like, thank you. They actually smiled at each other. That was nice.
I love when characters that have been so, I don't know, what's the word I want to use? Crazy, radical, I don't know. Like Renee, like having a chance to talk and like give some reason to Oliver. Mm-hmm. When in the past he's wild dog, you know, he's done very radical things. He's been, you know, we're not friends, Haas, you know, kind of stuff.
Very hard line.
Same thing with like, you know, having Laurel here with like Black Siren, who was a very, you know, I'm gonna kill everybody. I hate you. Destroy this building with my screaming.
Yeah.
And now she's like talking sense into this little pregnant woman, you know, like, no, don't blow up his head.
Please, I know you're pregnant, but don't.
You know, I don't know.
I get you.
I like being able to have like, hey, look, they've grown and changed, and they're not just crazy people anymore or whatever.
So what ends up happening with William is that they send him with his grandparents. Oliver's trying to call him. The grandparents keep it from him and never tell him that your father cared about you.
Yeah.
They're shitty grandparents.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard.
Even if you hated Oliver, you save that thing and you give it to him when he's 18 or something, you know? You make him have the choice. They kept it from him. Those grandparents are not fit to raise him.
I mean, I've heard that happening tons of times, so it doesn't surprise me. I think I mentioned that before whenever it was happening, where I was like, well, I think my dad, when like his first son, he tried to see, and they would have him, like the mom would like try to keep it, like wouldn't let like calls or phone, like letters and stuff go through. If we wanted to see him, had to go through like just lawyers, like paperwork stuff every time, instead of just being able to, like, hey, can I see my son? Like, she did everything she could to keep him away from him, to the point where he was like, my dad has no interest in me. Which I think is what William feels like here, because the grandparents were like, I mean, in their opinion, they're probably like, well, he's a vigilante, you know, he's not safe. Because of them, their mom, their daughter died, you know, like, they probably blame him for a lot of things, like, we need to keep him away from William as much as we can, and they're doing that kind of stuff to keep him away.
Lying.
Which is terrible.
Lying. You're lying. Okay.
I mean, in some cases, it's probably good. There's probably some cases where...
Sure, but not like the Green Arrow.
Well...
I would say.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's I don't know. Yeah. I would say Oliver's probably good for him, but... I mean, anyone could look up, you know...
I mean, I could say, like, if it's a meth head that's killed people and, you know...
Oliver's killed people.
True, but No, I get you, but I think there's a very clear and defined line between the people that are very bad for you to be in your life and the people that you can have a clear separation but still interact with.
Yeah. The thing with this is
to the point where he's like, yeah, my father never cared about me.
Yeah.
You know, if you know, wait until if you're scared for this young kid, wait until they're 18 and then tell the truth. You know, I mean, I guess we don't know if the grandparents just died before then or
they could have
something like that, or they had other reasons. But on the sheer surface level, fuck those old people.
You hear, there's lots of times you hear about like, well, I was waiting the time to tell you, the right time to tell you, or something like that. Or
yeah.
Even still, how old was he?
That always goes well.
How old was he when he left? 13, 14, something like that?
Yeah. 12.
I mean, after he left, he still spent 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, you know, whatever it was, under the impression that he had, you know, oh, we're gonna leave, we're in good terms, yada yada. I leave, they don't care about me.
Yeah.
Like, even if they told him at 18, like, oh, well, you should probably get a hold of your dad. You probably didn't want to. I don't know. But as far as like, I would feel like wanting to be at least some connection to the Green Arrow, because before we didn't know about the son, didn't know about her. They had a separation. I didn't feel like it was very easy to know that was Oliver's son. Now I feel like it's fairly well known that Oliver had a son. You know, he was kidnapped and this and that and whatever else. So if someone comes after Oliver, what's to stop them from looking up, finding William, and going and hunting him?
Yeah.
And, you know, they have no connection with the Green Arrow. They never call him. He doesn't know. And now they're held hostage. The grandparents are dead. But if they'd had some kind of connection with the Green Arrow, maybe he could have saved him or something. I don't know. Apparently that never happened. But
I get what you're saying.
I would want a connection like with the.
But I don't know if like not
shunning the
taking
police.
phone calls would stop that.
What?
Like I don't know if like just not having any kind of correspondence would like cut off the potential threat there.
No, I'm saying it wouldn't.
It would or wouldn't.
It would not.
Wouldn't.
It
Yeah.
would. It's already been established he has a son.
Yeah.
I would want to have that connection with the Arrow to save me if and when that threat comes.
Then I definitely agree.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not a. I don't know. I would feel safer knowing, well, if I have to, at least have that connection with the Green Arrow to help me.
Yeah.
As opposed to, like, I'm going to shun him and hope that threats from him never come my way, even though it's well known that he had a son.
Yeah. No, I definitely, I agree.
I mean, he was the mayor. When he was the mayor, he had a wife, he had a kid.
He did.
I feel like that's all public knowledge.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just.
What do you think's on the cassette tape?
I don't know. Why is it a cassette tape?
I mean, it was left for William. I'm imagining it's like just a message like, hey, you know, your fucking grandparents suck. I don't know.
Is it a cassette tape because it is...
Because you can't hack it.
That old? Is it a cassette tape because you can't hack it?
That's what he said, like, it's what by being obsolete. It's encryption by being obsolete. Like, you can't hack it because it's not hackable. You have to play it.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a cool idea. So maybe that's what she's going
It's like if you had a typewriter and you typed up something like that, you could tell if someone fucked with this paper because there's white out or they typed over it or something.
Exactly. But, like, there's no, like, hacking into this if you don't have this actual thing because it's not online, it's no Wi-Fi, no nothing.
I think I gotta figure a way to listen to it.
So
she just put this in a Rubik's Cube. Where'd you get the Rubik's Cube from? Was it her place? Like her little office place?
Smoke Industries, I think. I don't know. It's been a blur.
That sounds right. They went to Smoke Industries. That's where they got attacked, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
I don't know what could be in there.
I don't know.
It's probably not. It might not be a message for him. Maybe it is.
Well,
you know what?
The rock was.
It would have to be, man. Okay, so she planted that there.
Yep.
So he would come, go to Smoke Industries, find that.
Yep.
That would lead him to whatever else it was.
Black Star.
Well, it wasn't Black Star that they went to, right? It was the place where they shot the bows
That's what he
and arrows.
said. The rock. He thinks the rock was for to find.
Jesus, no. The rock took him to Lian Yu, where he picked up Roy.
Yeah.
Which then brought them back because of the Mark of 4.
Yeah.
That brought them to Star City.
Yep.
Where they found the Rubik's Cube that led them to the one place where they needed Roy to shoot the puzzle thing to do that, which then led them to Black Star.
Yeah. So the rock was Black Star.
The Rubik's Cube led to Black Star overall, right? But then you need the Rubik's Cube to get the Black Star for her to unlock this last thing.
Yeah.
It's such a complex...
Hopefully it's worth it.
Such a complex, hopefully this is here and they find each piece and person that we need to find along this way.
Hopefully.
It's like a D&D campaign.
That'd be a hell of a thing if it didn't. Okay. You want to check out some Q&As?
Yeah. All right. I figured there was going to be a couple of these, but we'll see how many there are. Speed King says, do you think Felicity was being unreasonable with John and Laurel about Diaz in the beginning?
In the beginning. But I liked it. It's almost as if they wrote it in a way where we're going to be like, fucking here we go, you know, and shit. And then you're like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Huh. I mean, I think they highlighted her fear with the dream that we had first, which is what we saw, I think, first episode, wasn't it? When they're running through the woods and Diaz is there. So they highlighted with that, showing her fear, and then when she finds out about it, you know, that fear kind of creeps up on her, and she gets
she's got the whole thing about, like, I can't even keep my kid around, now I'm pregnant, and all this stuff, you know. So I think it was just, like, kind of like a boiling up, and we, the audience, who went through seasons 4 and 5 are like, fucking, she's gonna go crazy, you know. And then they go the other way, and she says, I'm not strong because I do that, I'm strong because I won't. And that's what I really liked.
It was good. Allison, I finally am liking Black Siren character. What do you think about how the writers have taken and changed the character, and what would you do to change the character to make them better?
I'm cool with the way she is now. Like, she still has a bit of that edge, you know. She's still like, you can just see her playing on the edge of like, fucking just fuck you and fuck everything, you know.
What was that?
Scream.
I wasn't sure. Okay.
But then she like kind of holds herself back because she's had Quentin in her life. So I really am enjoying it. I just wish we could see her more, maybe more in the field.
Yeah. I do feel like we're getting a bit more of the Laurel we used to have before she died.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like. So we've kind of been, you know, they really pushed her into the DA, and then she's doing a lot for Quentin, and, you know, really trying to be a better person and not what she used to be. So I like that. I don't know that I necessarily need to change anything. But I am really curious on who killed Diaz, and could it be her, or is it someone else?
I would probably bring her shoulder pads down just a little tiny bit. They're a little bit too Cruella de Vil in design. Also, I don't like Oliver's Tom Brady jacket he's wearing.
Joseph says, are we to assume Diaz is dead? If so, that seemed like a weird way to write him out. But I guess they are ready to move on to Dante.
I mean, the only thing that could save my guess is lingering effects of that drug thing that we never really understood what was happening.
The what?
He was taking a drug and he punched a wall, and then inside Curse's VR thing, he's like, shouldn't give me drugs, you know, and I don't know what's going on with that. You know?
I think that was just the MacGuffin of, like, trying to let him escape.
And then, so that's the only way he can survive being burnt alive in a small cell, I guess, right? He's gonna stink, damn.
I don't think he survived. I think he's done.
I think he might be dead.
I kind of felt like we were going to the end of Diaz the way that this episode was kind of already going, and saying he's going to slab side and stuff. I'm like, oh man, we might not see Diaz anymore, at least not for a while. And now I feel like we're definitely not going to see him.
I think it's while. But he's going to be dead or
dead.
Just burn as fuck, and they don't have to pay the actor anymore.
It could be someone else.
Yeah.
You could do like one of those soap opera things where like you got surgery, he just comes back as somebody else.
Yeah.
This is Diaz. Like, what the hell? Looks like Michael Merlin for some reason.
I was going to say, he looks like Matt Smith. People that watch Doctor Who get that joke.
No, they don't get it. They've been watching it.
They get it.
They don't understand.
They all understand.
Martina says, seems like Mia never even really met her father and was raised by Felicity alone. Watching Oliver's journey for 7+ years and seeing him suffering only to end up dead, his family unhappy, and the city in ruins, is quite unsatisfying and sad.
I mean, she had a line in here somewhere where it sounded like she did know her dad. Like they did something, or like our parents.
She said she had the one line that was like, growing up with parents that want you wasn't great either.
Yeah, but it implies that she like grew up with them.
Yeah.
So
I think what it was kind of saying was that, like, probably by the time she was old enough to really be able to know her father, like, maybe by then he was dead, or maybe he wasn't an Arrow anymore. And she's like, I grew up, my mom always told me my dad, or maybe he was gone. Maybe he had to leave. And
we got the anti-monitor thing going on.
Yeah, so I mean, maybe there was something along those lines. My mom always told me he was a hero. So like, maybe he was gone all the time. Like, oh, he's a hero. That's why he's not here. He has to save everything. And then she's asking him, like, was he a hero? And he's like, yeah. So I love that. Brendan says, I was doubtful that Dante would be that amazing. Then I saw him. He's the Highlander. I'm totally on board now. Is he from Highlander?
I didn't recognize him. I mean, he definitely looks intimidating. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I know nothing about this guy, and he's a better fighter than Oliver, who beat the best fighter in the world, Ra's al Ghul. So, I want to be able to justify why he's that good.
Yeah.
But I mean, Slade's awesome, and he's just an Australian soldier.
Yeah.
So
he's great.
Yeah.
But he says, I'm totally on board now. Looks like he's still in great shape, too. I expect we'll see some good fights.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the Highlander TV show? I did not.
Okay. No.
So he is from the Highlander TV show.
Interesting.
Cool.
I've never seen any of the Highlander movies.
I've seen the one that had Raiden.
Okay.
2?
I've seen Mortal Kombat 2.
I saw one that had Raiden in it.
Yeah.
Because the first Raiden was a Highlander.
Yes.
Was Sean Connery in that movie? I feel like Sean Connery was in that movie too, but I can't.
Yeah, is Sean Connery in the Highlander?
I don't know. My dad used to watch him.
Yeah.
Because there's like 4 or 5 of them, isn't there? There's a couple movies. There's at least 2. I know there's at least 2 Highlander movies.
I just know that if you cut off their head, they die.
Yes.
They're immortals, and if you cut off their head, they die. And they sword fight.
But I don't remember, because like there can only be one Highlander or something, but...
There can only be one?
I thought.
But like, if you're the only immortal, you become a god or something like that, right?
I don't know. I don't really know what the Highlander was.
And there's going to be a lot of Highlander fans in here, just their heads exploding with us trying to talk about this. So.
As long as they didn't get cut them off.
Yeah.
So. One of the Highlander TV shows any good? We react to that in the future sometime, maybe.
I heard it sucked.
Did it?
I said that just to get the... Fuck you!
Dr. Winchester says, random thought, what if the flash forwards end with some character going back in time and they become Dante or something? I don't think Arrow would do that.
Black Star becomes Dante? No. Could happen.
William.
That'd be weird. And then what's Felicity gonna do? Kill her kid to save her kid?
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy.
Jose says, did you guys like the way Diaz was killed? If he did have to die this episode, I was kind of hoping for an epic showdown between Oliver and Diaz.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it with the idea of it being, like, he setting somebody on fire like that. He's done that. He did the guy that was his bully, right? Like, he tracked down the guy that used to make fun of him when he was a kid, and he burned him alive in front of Laura. Mm-hmm. And that happened here.
That's why I said maybe Laura did it then.
Maybe.
Ryan says, it dawned on me that Arrow, Flash, and Legends all have plots set in 2040s. What do you think is the reason? So in 2044, or something like that, was the Argus thing with Zari, right? In Arrow, the 2040, that's what's going on now, right?
Yeah.
With the flash forward. And then in Flash, it's the article, right? The crisis is in... No, that's not right, 2040, is it? What's the 2040 one? Oh, that's
where Reverse
Harrison
Flash
Wells
is
right now, right? The
Reverse
Flash
Flash.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've said before, like, hey, the kid of our characters, we're seeing them now, like we've obviously Nora can come back and interact with them, but then we're seeing flash forwards, we're seeing William, now we're seeing Black Star. So, like, this couple and this couple's daughter from 20 years from now, we're watching.
For Flash and Arrow, it makes sense. Legends has to just be more convenient of like, unless they're really trying to tie some plot lines together with everything, to be like, hey, here's the world in 20 years.
Maybe.
But Jacob Young says, Blind Wave, if it wasn't a future post-apocalyptic ruin of Star City, and they had a more nice and happy version of Mia, Smoke, this is what she'd look like. I'm guessing this is Catherine McNamara as a picture.
She really
which I
looks
feel like
Felicity.
looks a lot like Felicity.
Yeah, and a t-shirt.
Yeah. She has like shorter blonde hair with glasses on. I feel like that looks a lot like her.
Yep.
Stegman Z says, now that Will Smith is no longer in Suicide Squad, maybe they'll bring back Deadshot on Arrow.
Yeah, Will Smith left the Suicide Squad movie.
Really?
Yeah.
The sequel? When they're making a sequel of it? Why do you leave it?
I don't know. But he left it, and it's being done by Guardians of the Galaxy director. James Gunn. Yeah. I don't know. Bring in King Shark. Replace Will Smith with King Shark. The Hammerhead one.
And I guess the lead would be Harley Quinn. And man, wasn't Will Smith part of the reason she got that, or was it? I know they worked like a lot together, so I thought there was some tie between her.
Well, she has Gotham City Sirens or whatever that she's doing, which has Black Canary and other stuff. I don't know.
I'd as long as she doesn't leave, just because Will Smith left. I like Margot. Is that how you say it?
Margot Robbie. Yeah.
I'm trying to. I know there's a T there, but I don't think you pronounce the T. So.
Replace him with the Deathstroke that we were teased with and never got. The
one at the end of the one movie, Batman, Superman,
when he got on the
Justice
yacht.
League, or which one was it?
Put Deathstroke in there. I think it was the end of.
Was it Batman v Superman?
Batman v Superman. No, it wasn't.
Was it Justice League? Dobby says, so it seems Dante was New Arrow trainer. He does have some great skills, and I like the way he throws knives. I wonder if maybe he is giving Emiko info on her mother's killer in exchange for helping with Oliver. Do you like Diggle being out of Argus?
Yes, and yes. I do like Diggle being part of more OTA, and they can get into that. Yeah.
Yeah. All the future stuff seems better right now. And then as far as the New Arrow and everything, I feel like there might be more. Dante doesn't seem to be the most trustworthy person.
No.
The people he was working with there when things were going all awry, he just killed.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, okay. But then they can't tell any information, I suppose. But
with Dante, I mean, kind of felt this way with Diaz too until he started getting the scars and the tattoo was showing off a lot more and stuff. Like, I just feel like Dante, even to a point, Damien Dark, like they don't really have their own unique look. It's just like bad guy in a suit, you know? I'm not saying like they have to have like their superhero villain outfit, but like, you know, Dark Archer was very like, that's what he looks like, you know? Deathstroke, he has a very clear look. He's very different power, the way he moves. Whereas the other guys are like black suit. These last two guys, you know, good at fighting.
yeah, but while that's true, you did have, if Malcolm Merlin wasn't in his Dark Archer suit, he was in a suit, right?
True,
and
but
also,
he had a...
And also Deathstroke, we saw a lot of times like he was just in a suit with an eye patch on, you know?
But he has a, like, suit, you know? Whereas, you know, Diaz didn't have, like, a look to him, you know? There's no, like, the Diaz action figure's definitely going to be wearing this, you know?
Damien Dark and Diaz both were like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we can get something more with him. Ra's al Ghul was he just had an outfit.
Yeah.
He never wore a suit.
And granted, I mean, it's not like, you know, I can't, like, point at a comic and be like, Dante should be wearing this. I don't know if he's one of those kind of characters or not. But if he's not, have some freedom and, you know, and do that. I mean, Wild Dog's wearing a blue jersey. You know, that's what he looks like. I'm not saying Dante has to have a blue jersey, but he needs to have something that I can, like, latch on to and be like, oh, Dante, you know? Personally, I would do that.
Colt says, is Felicity irredeemable, basically? Now, how does she full-on want to murder someone and a supervillain had to persuade her not to?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like you might be coming at it with a little bit of a bias. Because
did a
Oliver
supervillain convince
kills
her
people.
Not to?
Well, Laurel's supposed to be a supervillain.
Oh, that's the supervillain?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, she's redeemed-ish now. But, I mean, you know, wanting to kill someone who has directly been responsible for many of your own close deaths, trying to murder your child, having the fear of, you know, I have another child, he's going to keep coming. Everybody else seems like, it's not a big deal. Why do you care? And you have the power to make it stop. Mm-hmm. I'd be like, yeah, I get that. I mean, I didn't want her to follow through with it, but the temptation to be able to end that with at your fingertips, I think if Oliver did that, people wouldn't be upset. But because Felicity's doing it and they have bias against Felicity, it seeps in a little bit. And granted, I'm a little guilty of that as well, but I got to put it out there on Front Street. That's why. Not because I think that she's irredeemable. That doesn't make any sense.
I am curious if the writers had it switched around, where Oliver was like, "You can't do this. I'm gonna kill Diaz."
Felicity need to hack into his neck.
Yeah, and Felicity's like, "Oliver, I can't do that."
Yeah,
I feel like people would be like, "Man, Oliver got a little dark, but okay." Yeah.
Hey, man, back to season 1.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, I don't feel like she's irredeemable. I felt like it was something that she's been dealing with this season about Diaz. Yeah. You know, we've had the dream 2 or 3 times this season. We know that she has a fear with this, and out of everybody, like, it's not that she's not necessarily capable, but everyone else has, like, not necessarily powers, but they have abilities to be able to help fight and protect, and she's doing what she can, and feels like no one else was listening, you know? She felt like Diggle wasn't on her side when she feels Diaz is a danger to the family.
Again, I don't feel like she was in the right, but she wasn't being, like, in my opinion, she wasn't being irrational. If someone, like, you know, you got 4 kids and a wife at home, if somebody, like, you know, multiple times has showed up with a gun or a knife and you've just barely gotten away from them, and then they're like, hey, here's a button that you can press and make that guy go away, how much would you really hesitate?
Right? Yeah.
You'd be like, guy, you know?
Like, he's in jail. Well, he's working with the police now out on the street.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
Wait, this guy who's like foiled the police forever that one time?
Yeah, exactly. He owned them for a while.
So I definitely get it.
Colt also says, though, could Connor Hawke be Diggle's brother's son?
Oh.
I don't remember what the family was on his brother.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I could see him taking on his brother's family to...
I can't remember his brother's name. Was it Sam or something?
Diggle 2. I don't remember what his name was.
Yeah.
I remember he shot him.
Yeah. I suppose so. I don't know. Maybe we'll get more information about that. It was more of a shock of like, oh, it's not John Diggle Jr. Okay.
Carlos says, well, there goes that promise. And it shows Diaz saying, I promised myself I would never die in prison. Obviously, this particular comment didn't age too well.
That's been my favorite new meme format. People keep using that for things.
Really?
It's from the documentary episode when Diggle was talking and he's like, obviously that comment didn't age too well. Because it was like, it was whenever he was being interviewed as the driver, right?
Like, there's no way.
There's no way Oliver Queen's doing this stuff, you know? That Playboy? No way. Obviously, this comment didn't age too well.
Logan says, what's up with Connor Hawke saying he is Diggle's adopted son? Didn't he say before that his name was John Diggle Jr., which is Diggle's biological son in the present day? I'm so confused.
Well, that was a different Connor Hawke, right?
The Connor Hawke we had before in Legends.
That was whenever it was Sarah. Okay, so all right, go with me here. So in the first version, whenever we had the Legends episode, that was Connor Hawke, and he said I was John Diggle Jr. But that was whenever he had a daughter. So now that Flash has changed things, he used that name on the boy when then whenever he got another kid, he couldn't call him John Diggle Jr.
So
maybe it's something like that.
So in the original scenario, he had a daughter, and he adopted Connor Hawke.
Yeah.
And named him John Diggle Jr.
Yeah.
Now in our scenario, he has a son already named John Diggle Jr. So when he adopts Connor Hawke, he can't give him the name John Diggle Jr. because it's already given to him.
Maybe.
It could be. That's why it looks. It's the same kid, right?
It's the same actor, and it's a complete ass pull that we just did. So.
That's it. We've solved it.
Yep.
Dip says, was it just me or Felicity's hair was a little red in the dream sequence at the start? Looked great.
It's been red for a little bit.
It's been getting redder, which I like. Maybe they're just slowly like, a little more red.
It's getting less red.
A little bit more red.
Because it was like more pink.
A little bit more red.
And
a little bit more
then
red.
she just like went
and then she's gonna be a
pink
redhead.
to more blonde.
It'd be great. Then she just becomes a redhead. Like they're just slowly adding a little bit more red, like each episode, till she's just a redhead. Like, guys, what happened? What happened to her hair? Like nothing.
Yeah.
It's fixed.
I don't like the smile on your face right now. It's just getting more and more. Stop it!
I Heart Chicken with Soup says, Aaron, how did Melanie tell you that she was pregnant with your first kid, and if you want to, with the other 3? For Leon, I believe it was Valentine's Day. I came home. She had 4 of them that were all positive sitting on the bathroom. She said, go look over there. And I looked, and she was happy fucking Valentine's Day. She wasn't...
What'd you do?
I was like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't remember exactly. I remember that, because I remember...
Happy fucking Valentine's Day.
These can be false negative. They can't be false positive. She took 4 of them. They all were positive.
Sure.
So, yeah, Leon surprised us for sure. And the rest of them were kind of like, well, I guess...
You did it again!
I guess there's more. But I remember I think it was our parents for Leon, like, we got, like, it was like a little container. I want to say, like, kind of like a baby wipes container. You know how, like, they have a little thing, you pull it up, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's kind of one of those that when you lifted it up, inside it had, like, a rattle and, like, a little, like, onesie. And at the very top, it said... grandparent kit or something like that. I can't remember. So they opened it up, and inside it was like all this stuff, and they were like, "What?" Sure. I don't really remember how they responded exactly.
Okay. Did you ever have a gender reveal party?
No.
I think those are stupid.
I
mean, great. I'm not a parent, so I don't really have much of an opinion on it. But anytime I see like the gender reveal thing, I'm always like, I don't care. Maybe if it's like my Uncle Sam, who has 5 daughters, and then he's like, we're having a boy! You know, I'd be like, yes, Sam, you know.
Well, my sister, they got it, and they got their ultrasound thing, and they didn't look at it. It was in an envelope. They gave it to a friend who looked at it, and in a spot it was circled, and it said like boy or girl,
Sure.
right? And then they went and they got a box and put a bunch of like whatever color powder type stuff in it, and like gunpowder or something. And then the dad had to shoot this box, and then it blew up a color of like pink or blue.
And that's your gender.
And then that was what the baby was. Yeah. So I remember
just
that.
tell me. They're just like, it's a boy. I'm like, hey. But if they're like, they go through all this thing, and then it's like blue, and I'm like, hey. You know, it's so much more effort.
I know that there was I've seen people where they do like a cake. You know, you cut the cake, and inside it's blue or pink or something.
Well, there's people like in Arizona or Southern California, they did it, and it set the woods on fire for like 1 million acres.
What?
They did some kind of explosion with the dust or something, and it was so dry out that it set woods on fire and destroyed many things.
You should not do any explosions in a dry place.
Just don't do a gender reveal. Just be like, hey, what are you having? Boy, girl,
It gives a chance for a gathering and a little party and stuff.
We have more excuses for parties. This is the corporate media hallmark trying to sell us stuff.
I don't think there's cards for. I mean, there are cards for it's a boy, but you don't need a card when you don't know what it is.
You gotta buy the balloons. You gotta buy the dust. You gotta buy the explosives.
I don't think Hallmark sells those. They also said, Eric, how did your brother and his wife tell you and your family that they were expecting?
They just told me, and I was like, oh, dude, awesome. Or, oh, dude, you want another one right now? Yeah, we're cool. Oh, sweet, dude, good job. And so that's it.
How's me and Shane told you guys that we were having a baby? I don't really remember. Do you?
I mean, I remember Shane's. I
remember Shane's, like,
for you,
just like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. For Shane, it's like, dude, we need to really step up with Blind Wave. I gotta make more money. For you, it was like, I think was it the last kid when we were doing the stern wheel, or was that?
Ooh, I remember the time that it was April Fool's Day, right?
Yeah, that's right. You didn't let us know for like weeks, and we're like, dude, the joke's over. Just tell us. And you're like, eh.
I posted like a picture, right? That I posted it on April 1st, and it was
turtles.
All three of my boys, and like a little ultrasound picture, and I gave it like a little Michelangelo mask, and I gave each one their own mask, and they all had their own little bubbles thinking things, and it was revealing that there was a new baby coming.
Yeah, and the next day you're like, dude, you're having a baby, and you're like, it's April Fool's joke. I'm like, oh, okay. And like weeks later, you're like, or somebody, Melanie was talking about being pregnant. I'm like, wait, are you really pregnant? And you're like,
I think you asked me, like, was that a joke? I was like, well, I posted it. You're like, no, it was fake, wasn't it? I'm like, oh. I never gave like an answer, whatever it was.
You found it very funny.
You're like, I don't get it.
I was just excited about that as I am gender reveal parties.
Someone sent this.
I love that format too.
Thank you, Seth. Last one looks like Squid says, guys, 2 questions. What did you think of the reveal of Emiko being evil? I didn't see it coming, but then again, we didn't really know much about Dante.
I don't know if she's necessarily evil as she's being manipulated.
True.
I mean, she's obviously not. She's keeping stuff from
Oliver.
Oliver.
She mentioned Oliver too. And he's like, "Oh, good, it comes at a great time." So I don't know where she falls into it. It's got to be related to her mother somehow.
True.
I mean, she didn't
seem
to be actively going after Oliver.
What if she's not even Oliver's sister? She's like, this has been a lie this whole time, is to get close with him. But does that would mean that she had a scene at the grave of Robert Queen for no one's benefit,
just
other than
hoping Oliver shows up,
knowing there's an audience.
She just kept going there all the time, waiting for Oliver to show up, and he never did.
So if that were a thing, then I would be like, well, I don't like that you did this. It's like showing, Zoom and Jay Garrick on screen at the same time. It's like, that's kind of cheap.
That's their Twitter picture.
Nice.
It's good. I love your Twitter picture. And then the last part of it is, who do you think killed Diaz? I think it was Laurel, but it could have been Felicity too.
Well, okay, you're on Aaron's side. This is going to be your poll. I think it was Dante.
Who could it have been? Dante?
Dante.
Well, Dante or one of his people, right? So just
someone affiliated with Dante or Dante.
Laurel. Felicity. Diggle. I'm trying to think of.
Diggle wouldn't kill him.
You don't think so?
No.
For his family?
No.
Lila? Curtis.
I'm only really seeing Dante and Laurel here, and then maybe somebody else.
Maybe a Felicity?
Yeah.
I don't think it was Felicity.
No. I don't want to just throw her on there because I could just say, well, fucking, Barry did.
The main thing with Felicity is like if Felicity wanted to kill him, she could have just shot him when she had the chance to shoot him.
Okay, so you want a wild card in there.
You need something else.
McRory.
McRory? I mean...
he would do it.
All right, yeah, there you go.
Okay, so I'm going to say Dante, Laurel, maybe someone else. And that can be the three
Sure,
options.
and then you guys can tell us who else you think it is. I feel like it has to be someone in this episode, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it could be someone we have no idea who they are?
Stanley.
No, not him.
What are you doing here? Caden James is back. He died, didn't he?
He's dead, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, there's our
those three.
poll. It's going to be over at Patreon. Let us know what you think. Could it be Dante?
Yep.
Could it be Laurel? Could it be someone else?
Yes.
So let us know over at Patreon, and we will be back next week.
Next week? Is there next week?
Yes.
Yes. Guys, thank you very much for watching this episode of Arrow with us. If you want to see more reactions, make sure you subscribe. We have new reactions every day, including many DC, TV, Arrowverse TV shows like Supergirl, Black Lightning, Legends coming back in April.
Arrowverse!
Abracadabra.